Hey everyone, this is Cynthia, psychic and astrologer. So today we're going to be talking about the December horoscopes for the month of December for all signs. So there's a lot to discuss, so let's get to it. Aries. Now we're going to be having 2 new moons and 1 full moon. So the first new moon will fall on December 1st, and that's going to be in your 9th house of long distance trips, foreign people and places. Now, with this new moon, Saturn will be squaring the new moon. So this is definitely going to bring about a time of obligations, duties. Take, for instance, if you do travel and you have to take a trip, you may have to bring work with you. So this may not be a time where you could easily completely enjoy yourself, because you may have to make time to take care of work. Now, this could also be, for instance, if there are family or friends that are coming over to, visit. It could also be that maybe you have to make time for work, or you have work obligations. So you might be finding yourself kind of having to take that time to make time for family, but also you have to make time for taking care of work, maybe answering emails, taking calls, while at the same time trying to enjoy yourself with family and friends. Now, the full moon on December 15th will fall in your 3rd house of short trips, communication, transportation, and spending time with family and friends. But this could bring about issues with travel, short travel, and even with transportation. Now, we are still going through a Mercury retrograde, but the thing is that when Mercury finally goes direct, we're going to then be having issues, a new form of an issue, because we're going to be having a full moon when Mercury decides to go direct. So there could be different type of other issues with transportation and communication. It could relate to emails, text messages, phone calls, the internet. You could also be dealing with transportation relating with vehicles, computers, an app. Like if you use one of those ride sharing apps, maybe there's a problem with that. So you just always want to think ahead. Now, being a full moon, there could be some disruptions and unexpected events. So this is probably something you may want to be careful about. Now, you're also going to be having a new moon on December 30th, and that's going to be in your career house. So the 2 weeks during from December 30th and the 2 weeks obviously going into the new year could bring a time of getting a promotion, advancement, an opportunity that could bring you more money. This is actually going to be a better time. This new moon will actually work much better for you when it comes down to the planet Saturn, because Saturn actually connects very well with this new moon compared to the new moon on December 1st. So with career, if there's anything that needs to be going on for you, maybe you're taking on a new position, a new opportunity. Yes, it might require some more work, but it will actually really work out better for you, because you'll be able to manage it and handle it a lot better. You'll be able to have a good balance between work, family, and home. Taurus. So the next new moon for you on December 1st falls in your 8th house of joint resources, taxes, credit cards, and loans. Now, the next 2 weeks could bring a time for you where, because you have Saturn squaring this new moon, there could be financial obligations in connection to credit, loans, taxes. If you're going through a divorce and you have to do the dividing of assets and resources. Now, you may gain through a new obligation, and this could be through a loan. Take, for instance, you take out a car loan or a home loan. So you are creating a new debt, but the new debt is because you are making a major purchase. Like I said, you may gain through bonuses, commissions, gifts, and rewards. Now, the full moon on December 15th falls in your 2nd house of earned income. This could bring about a new job opportunity. Now, we are coming to the end of a Mercury retrograde, but then also we are starting a full moon. So this could bring maybe some changes or disruptions in relation to your finances. If you're looking for a new job, yes, this could be an opportunity for you where you find a new job. But this could also be maybe that you are taking on more work or more work obligations. The new moon on December 30th falls in your ninth house of long distance trips, foreign people and places. Now, with the ninth house, what I like about this new moon, compared to the new moon on December 1st, is that Saturn will actually connect much better. Much, much better. And so this kind of makes things, it flows a lot easier. So take, for instance, if you are traveling and you're going to take a trip, everything should be going a lot more smoothly and easily. If you have any legal issues, court-related issues, should be going a lot more smoothly and easily for you. Any planning for travels, getting organized. If you're looking to enter college or university or take classes and courses that will help further your career, this is actually a really good time for you and a great time where it would be very beneficial for you. Now, Mercury will be going direct on December 15th, but we are going to be having a Mars retrograde that will begin on December 6th, and it will be in your fourth house of home. So there could be some disruptions, disagreements with the people you live with, even including neighbors. There could be disagreements, arguments. So you may just want to be kind of aware that could be a possibility. There could be just disruptions, noise that may just aggravate you and annoy you kind of thing. So the Mars retrograde will go for 2 months. Will go direct on February 24th. So just something to be aware of. Now, a couple of days that I did want to point out for you will be December 2nd and December 19th. Those are 2 very positive social days for you. Great time to connect with family and friends, to just go out, be social, be outgoing. It's a really, really positive time for you where you will just enjoy connecting with the people around you. Gemini. So the new moon on December 1st falls in your partnership house. Now the next 2 weeks could bring a time for you to spend time with someone. Now, I did want to point out that we are having this new moon will be squaring Saturn. Saturn will square this new moon. And this could bring about some issues or problems with someone close to you. This could be a partner. It could even be a business partner, someone you work with. A close business partner could be a client, a customer. So just be aware there could be disruptions. Yes, it could also relate to someone that you are romantically involved with. It is a new moon, so maybe this is just a time of taking care of some obligations. Maybe it's a sign of having to work on communication, any discussions, any issues that need to be out in the open. Maybe this is a time to work through those issues or problems. Now, this could bring about a new partnership or relationship, but it also could bring about some obligations. Maybe you're going to be carrying on more of the work if it's a work business partnership. Maybe it requires you to relocate or make some changes relating to the home in this new partnership, for instance, if you meet someone new. So there's a time of change and like I said, adjustments that you're just going to have to be aware of in having to deal with this new moon for the next 2 weeks. Now, the full moon on December 15th falls in your own sign and house. It's all about you and your personal wants and needs. This is actually a great time for you, but just be aware, we have been dealing with a Mercury retrograde. Mercury is your ruling planet. There could be some disruptions, changes, last minute changes, adjustments to maybe it's home life, family life, work life. The full moon kind of brings more about the same for the next 2 weeks. This could feel a little difficult for you, but it could be very refreshing because maybe it's a time of change. Now, the new moon on December 30th falls in your 8th house of joint resources, taxes, credit card loans. Now, the difference with this new moon compared to the new moon on December 1st is that with the new moon on December 1st, Saturn squared that new moon. And with this new moon on December 30th, Saturn connects very well with this new moon, which means things should flow a lot easier for you. You may gain through taxes, credit, loans, gifts, rewards, bonuses. You may gain through some bonuses, commissions, sales, gifts, rewards. It's a really good time. It's a very beneficial time for you, and this could bring about some really great opportunities that could bring you more money, more financial opportunities, more financial benefits. So this is a really good time. You are dealing with the Mercury retrograde. It goes direct on December 15th, but then you have the full moon to deal with. You are going to be having a Mars retrograde that begins on December 6th, and that's going to be from your 3rd house of short trips, communication, siblings, neighbors. It'll go for 2 months. The retrograde will go for 2 months. That could affect family members, communication, transportation. You want to be careful. If you were to read about Mars retrograde in the 3rd house, one thing you'll hear about is car or vehicle or transportation accidents. So just kind of be aware something like that could happen. Not saying it will. Could happen, or it could be a vehicle issue. So maybe it's a possibility. Again, not saying that it's going to happen, but it could be a possibility. Communication issues with emails, text messages, with family, with friends, with someone close to you. Again, something to be aware of. That could happen. That could be a possibility. Just something that if that happens, it happens. But this could also be a time where it is a time to work out any issues or problems, work out any differences. If there are any issues, any communication issues, anything that needs to be worked out, maybe this is a time to just bring things out in the open. I did want to point out some positive social days for you, maybe for the love life. That'll be on December 2nd. I do also like for you December 19th. And also December 27th. December 27th can be a little bit of an unexpected positive social time. It could be maybe somebody invites you to go out. You weren't really planning it or thinking about it. Maybe you decide last minute to do something different. It's just something fun. It could be fun. It could be exciting. It could be a little disruptive, unexpected, but then could bring something positive at the end. So just be aware of that. I did want to point out that around December 23rd, there could be some issues to have to deal with financially related. Maybe you have to budget, save, maybe you have to do a little cutting back on the finances. But this could also just be a time where you're just looking over your finances and just budgeting and saving for the future. Cancer. Now, the new moon on December 1st falls in your 6th house of work, service, and health. Now, the one thing that I did want to point out is that with this new moon, Saturn squares the new moon. So you can definitely expect a full couple weeks where you're going to be busier than usual. Many tasks and projects, maybe a lot of work projects. If you are taking on extra work, then you can expect to be very busy and productive. You may be also focusing on your health and well-being by exercising and losing weight. Now, the full moon on December 15th will fall in your 12th house of secrets and solitude. Now, the next 2 weeks, maybe it is a time to rest and relax and catch up on sleep. But I kind of get the feeling that even if you're trying to rest and relax, there's going to be disruptions. And I don't think you're going to be able to have the peace and quiet that you're going to be looking for. It also doesn't help that we are getting to the end where a Mercury will finally go direct. But then you have this full moon that brings about disruptions, and just it could be last minute schedule changes, maybe people popping in and out, bugging you, maybe more than the usual family or friends that are reaching out to you and trying to get your attention. So it's just something to kind of just be aware of, that as much as you might be looking for a more relaxing time, it might be a difficult time for that to happen. Now with the new moon on December 30th, this is actually going to be a time where the new moon falls in your partnership house, a very positive time. Unlike the new moon on December 1st, where Saturn was squaring the new moon, this new moon, Saturn will be much easier on the new moon. So things will just be easier to handle and to manage. Anything relating with partnerships, relationships, having to deal with anyone, just things go a lot more easier, a lot more smoothly, and you'll be able to handle things much better for yourself. Any communication issues, any issues dealing with anyone, you'll be able to handle it a lot easier, and you'll be able to have just a better connection with others. Maybe it's a time to get engaged or get married. Maybe you meet somebody new that could be with you for the long term. Now, as I was mentioning before, Mercury goes direct on December 15th, but we are going to be having a Mars retrograde that will begin on December 6th. Now, Mars will be retrograding from your second house of earned income and will be there for 2 months. There could be issues with finances and with money. There could be arguments over money. This is something that you want to be aware of. Mars will be retrograding for 2 months, so this could bring disruptions with your money. I've seen many times when Mars is retrograding in the second house, I see where people don't get paid properly, and it could be a paycheck. It could be if they are owed money, like a bonus, a commission. Maybe they don't see it on time. There's delays with it. So I do want to point that out, and I just want you to be aware that that could be a possibility. It could also be issues with the people that you're working with that could bring about some disruptions, disagreements in the workplace. So things like that to be aware of, and you just may be taking on more work than expected. Now, a couple days to keep an eye out for financially. One positive day will be December 19th, but one kind of negative day will be December 23rd. So keep an eye about a week before December 23rd and a week after December 23rd. There could be some financial obligations that you have to take care of at that time. Maybe it's something that you have to work out, that you have to deal with, and it's just a matter of having to kind of create that balance. So just be aware, this is actually going to be a time where you could have a lot that you need to take care of, but you'll be able to find that balance. Leo. Now, this is actually going to be a very social time for you. A lot going on, but then also a lot to take care of. Now, with the new moon on December 1st, it falls in your 5th house of love, children, and creative projects. Now, Saturn will be squaring this new moon, so it could bring about some obligations in relation to social life, family life, being out there with others, trying to connect with family and friends. It's a great time to meet new people, but you may also be finding yourself kind of trying to balance life, work life, social life, and sometimes it could just be overwhelming. So this is going to be a positive time of meeting new people and connecting with new people, but you may also feel like it's just too much sometimes, and maybe because you have a lot of work to take care of. Maybe you have other obligations you need to take care of, and sometimes, like I said, it could just be too much. Now, the full moon on December 15th falls in your 11th house of friendships, groups, and organizations. It's a great social time for you and a great time to meet new people and connect with family and friends, be invited to events, parties. Maybe you put together an event or party. I'm just going to warn you, if you are dealing with an event, be prepared for the unexpected. You're dealing with a Mercury retrograde, goes direct December 15th, but then you're dealing with the full moon that has its own disruptions. So this could bring just unexpected events, disruptions, maybe disruptions with electronics, vehicles, schedule obligations, just certain things that may not go exactly the way you're planning it. But then somehow one way or another, it all works itself out at the end. But at the beginning, it could be, got to be prepared for those last minute changes or disruptions. Now, the new moon on December 30th falls in your sixth house of work, service, and health. It is going to be a busy time, but actually what's beneficial for you is, so the new moon that we had on December 1st squared with Saturn, but the new moon on December 30th actually connects very well with Saturn. So any work obligations, tasks, duty, projects will go a lot smoothly for you. It's also a great time to gain financially through bonuses, commissions, sales, gifts, rewards. So it's a really good time where you may gain in many different ways. Now, like I was saying before about Mercury finally going direct on December 15th, but then you're going to be having a Mars retrograde starting December 6th. So Mars will be retrograding for 2 months in your own sign and house. This could be a time where you may have to be prepared for any kind of changes, but you are going to be very active. It's just an active time for you. It's just that if you are doing any kind of exercise programs, just, I would say, give yourself the time to not push yourself and not push too much or put too much of yourself, because this could create some issues, delays, maybe health-related issues. Doesn't necessarily mean that something bad is going to happen, but take, for instance, you push yourself too much where it brings more anxiety, more stress, more frustrations. Certain things may be beyond what you're expecting, and you have to kind of work with it all. You have to maneuver and be prepared to maneuver with change that can come at you at last minute. And so you need to just make those adjustments. So Mars will go direct February 24th. So just be aware of that. Positive social days for you and also for your career. Good days to be aware of will be December 2nd. I also wanted to point out, so December 2nd, December 12th, December 19th, and then I think I want to give you December 27th. Positive days for your career, positive time that it could bring about an opportunity, maybe an opportunity that could bring you more money, opportunities that can make you more money. So that could be very beneficial for your career, and it could pay off in the long term. So just be aware of that. Again, for you, it's going to be a social time for you. It's going to be a time of opportunities, career opportunities. You may feel overwhelmed. I keep getting the feeling like you're trying to catch up. You're trying to catch up. But the catching up pays off. So just be aware of that. It has its benefits, but it will pay off. Virgo. So this is actually going to be a time where it's all about the home, family. As a matter of fact, when we begin with the new moon on December 1st, it'll fall in your 4th house of home. And the next 2 weeks could bring a time to just connect with family and friends. It's also a time where you may relocate, maybe purchase furniture, purchase home furniture, home accessories. If you are making any changes to the home, maybe it's renovations, maybe just changes around the home. Maybe you decorate around the home. This could be also be a time where you're just feeling like there's a lot to take care of in a short period of time. So just be aware of that. Now, the full moon on December 15th falls in your career house. So this could bring a time of seeing an increase of tasks and projects, work projects. Maybe you take on extra work opportunities to bring you more money. The only thing that I did want to point out is it can bring about some disruptions and changes in the workplace, maybe with electrical stuff, internet related stuff, emails. You are finishing up a Mercury retrograde, but then the full moon kind of creates its own disruptions. So the next 2 weeks could bring about some challenges with the full moon and work and the internet and communication, transportation. So it's just kind of something to be aware of. But it's going to be a busy time for you and a productive time for you. Now, the new moon on December 30th will fall in your the new moon falls in your fifth house of love, children, and creative projects. So what I like about the new moon on December 30th, unlike the new moon on December 1st, is that Saturn connects very well with this new moon. It's a very social time for you. Connect well with family, friends, social events. I kind of feel that you're going to see more invites throughout the month of December. And it might be a time where you're trying to balance friends, family, home, work, doing your own personal stuff, having time for yourself. The new moon is great. It's a positive time. It's a social time. It's just a great time to just get out there and enjoy yourself. But this could also be a time where you're just feeling overwhelmed too. So maybe it's a time to try to balance it all. But then you may also enjoy it because there's a part of you that may feel like you like the attention, but also you get to decide who you want to be around, who you don't want to be around, who you want to connect with, and who you don't want to connect with. So it's a good time. Now, Mercury will be going direct on December 15th, but Mars will start its retrograde cycle on December 6th from your 12th house of secrets and solitude. So Mars will be in your 12th house for retrograding in your 12th house for 2 months. This could be a time where you might have to take care of any issues with health and well-being. Maybe you're resting more, relaxing more, having to take care of yourself. I've seen it when you're dealing with Mars in the 12th house. I've seen where people deal with surgeries or anything that relates to having to just take care of yourself, your own well-being, your health. So maybe this is a time where your body is telling you to just rest. So this could be a time where you have to take care of more of you, or if you are maybe taking care of someone else, maybe they're having to deal with health-related issues, and maybe you're helping them or taking care of them in the process. So Mars goes direct on February 24th. Now, positive social days for you to keep an eye out for will be December 19th and December 20th. Financial days to be aware of, where it's going to make you have to budget more, will be on December 23rd and December 27th. So that's just going to be a time to have to budget and save, balance the budget, look over the finances. So it's just a time to just be aware of maybe some things that you need to take care of. So like I said, it's going to be a great social time for you, a great time to get out, spend time with family, friends. This could actually just be a time where you may be feeling that now it's just a time to connect with others. And if you don't want to, you have your choices and you don't have to. But just be aware of the retrogrades and check out my video relating to the retrograde if you haven't done so. But this could also be just a time to just enjoy spending time with others. Libra. Now, the new moon on December 1st falls in your third house of short trips, communication, siblings, and neighbors. Now, you could see an increase of short trips out of town or someplace nearby. There could also be an increase of emails, text messages, and phone calls. Now, the one thing that I did want to point out is that this new moon, Saturn will be squaring the new moon. So you may run into issues with electronics, vehicles, computers, cell phone, telephones. So you just want to be careful that there could be issues in relation to that. Now, it is going to be a great time to connect with family and friends, and you may easily see an increase of connecting with family and friends. The full moon on December 15th falls in your ninth house of long distance trips, foreign people and places. You may find yourself taking 2 quick short trips out of town, or maybe others that live far come to visit you. This is also going to be a time of entering college or university, or taking classes and courses that can further your career. I did want to point out that it is going to also be a time where Mercury finally goes direct, but then with this full moon could still create disruptions with electronics, the internet. So let's say, for instance, if you're taking a class online, just be prepared that there could be the possibility of still dealing with electronic or internet issues. Now, the new moon on December 30th falls in your 4th house of home. You may relocate, renovate, or make changes in the home. Now, the difference between this new moon and the new moon from December 1st is that with this new moon, Saturn actually connects very well with the new moon. So things should be going much more smoothly. If you are relocating and have to go through that whole process of making a move, things should be working out pretty good for you and should go quite smooth. Now, Mercury will be going direct December 15th, but you will start to have a Mars retrograde on December 6th. Mars will be retrograding for 2 months in your 11th house of friendships, groups, and organizations. It could be a possibility of having disagreements or arguments with a friend. It could create disruptions or even endings, an end of a friendship or relationship. So hopefully, if there are any issues, disagreements, arguments, that they could be resolved. Mars will be retrograding for 2 months. Will go direct February 24th. I did want to point out there's 2 positive social days for you. One of them will be on December 7th and December 2nd, and the other day will be December 19th. Those are 2 positive days that I feel are great for socializing, connecting, spending time with family and friends. It's also a great time if you're looking to finding ways to make more money. Maybe you run into a great opportunity that could bring you more money. All right, so stay tuned. Next year should be a very active time for you. So let's see what happens. Scorpio. Now, the new moon on December 1st falls in your 2nd house of earned income. This could bring about a new opportunity that could bring you more money, make more money. If you are looking for a new job offer, this could be a great time for you. I did want to point out Saturn will square this new moon, and this could bring many task projects, obligations, work obligations. You may find yourself having to balance work, family, life, to do work all at the same time, and it could be overwhelming, so it's just something you want to be aware of. Now, the full moon on December 15th falls in your 8th house of joint resources, taxes, credit cards, and loans. It's a full moon. This could bring a time of taking on more financial obligations like a loan. It could be for a positive way of if you're taking out a home loan or a car loan. This could be a positive time for you. But this could also be a time of financial obligations, time to budget and save for the future. Now, the new moon on December 30th falls in your 3rd house of short trips, communication, siblings, and neighbors. You may see an increase of short trips around town or out of town. You may also notice taking quick short trips, seeing an increase of emails, text messages, phone calls. If you have to repair or replace a vehicle, computer, cell phone, telephone, this could be a great time to do so. I did want to say that this new moon, Saturn actually connects very well with this new moon. compared to the new moon on December 1st, where Saturn is actually squaring the new moon. So things should be working pretty easily and pretty smoothly for you. So that should be good. Now, Mercury finally goes direct on December 15th, but we will be having a Mars retrograde starting on December 6th. Mars will be retrograding from your career house. So just be aware that this could bring about 2 months where there could be some disruptions and issues relating with career or people in the workplace. Mars does retrograde and goes direct February 24th. Positive social days for you are December 2nd. I did want to mention December 2nd, December 12th, and December 19th and December 20th. Those are positive social days for you. Great days where I think you enjoy spending time with family and friends. Just be aware that around December 23rd, it can bring about a time of financial obligations that could be a little bit overwhelming for you. So just be aware it could bring about a time of budgeting and saving for the future. Sagittarius. Now, the new moon on December 1st falls in your own sign and house. The next 2 weeks will bring a great time where it's all about you and your personal wants and needs. Saturn squares this new moon, so this could be a time of duty and obligations. Or if you are looking maybe to lose weight, this could be a time to exercise, lose weight, and stick to a health regimen. The full moon on December 15th falls in your partnership house. So this could be a time of having to work out any issues or problems with a partner. If there have been some disagreements or communication issues, this could be significant to where it could bring about disruptions, disagreements, arguments, breakups, divorces. So just be aware. We also have a Mercury retrograde that will be going direct on December 15th, but then we have this full moon, so it could create some disruptions. And I know as the end of the year is coming, you don't want anything to happen where you want to enjoy your holidays and the new year and not end it with just some disagreements or arguments with others. This is a great time to actually have discussions, but it could bring about a time that there are issues, and this is going to be a process that will take time. So just be aware of that. Now, the new moon on December 30th falls in your second house of earned income. Great time of earning money, making more money. If you're looking for a new job, this could easily bring about a job opportunity or an opportunity that brings you more money. Saturn actually connects very well with this new moon. So it should be a great time of opportunities. And if you do get a new job, this job could actually be with you long term. Now, I did mention with Mercury going direct on December 15th, Mars will start its retrograde cycle on December 6th. And that'll be from your 9th house. So it'll stay retrograde for 2 months. There could be disruptions with others. It could also create some delays with travel, so just be aware of that. If you are dealing with any legal or court-related issues, this could create some difficulties relating to that. So just be aware things of that nature can occur, and just be aware of the unexpected. Mars does go direct February 24th. Now, positive social days for you will be February 2nd, February 12th, and February 19th. Positive social days for you. So it should be a great time to connect with family and friends and just be out socializing, connecting. There could be some delays with others or flights or travels around December 23rd. If you need to make some adjustments, just be aware to expect the unexpected. Maybe it's just a time to just be prepared that things may not go directly the way you planned them to. Besides that, it should be a great social time for you. Financially, things should be looking up for you towards the end of the year, and this could bring about a lot of opportunities for you. Capricorn. Now, the new moon on December 1st falls in your 12th house of secrets and solitude. Now, the next 2 weeks can bring a time for you to rest and relax and catch up on sleep. This is also a time for you to discard or get rid of what you don't need in your life. And this could bring a time for you to even get rid of an unhealthy habit or unhealthy people from your life. Saturn does square this new moon, so this could be a time for you to really take a closer look at what has not been working and time to move on or make some changes. And this could also relate to your health and well-being. The full moon on December 15th falls in your 6th house of work, service, and health. The next 2 weeks can bring a time for you to take care of tedious tasks and projects. And this could be also a time for you to take care of your health and well-being by exercising and losing weight. Now, the one thing that I did want to point out is, as though you will be noticing an increase of tasks and projects, there could be issues with electronics, the internet, cell phone, telephones, sending out emails, maybe even making phone calls. There could be disruptions with clients and customers. So something to be aware of. So just be prepared for the unexpected. Now, the new moon on December 30th falls in your own sign and house. The next 2 weeks is all about you and your personal wants and needs. Now, unlike the new moon on December 1st, Saturn will actually connect very well with this new moon. So this is actually going to be a time of really taking a closer look at making any kind of changes, focusing on your future. If there is something that needs careful consideration and any kind of steps or changes that you need to make, this will be the time to do so. Aquarius. Now, the new moon on December 1st falls in your 11th house of friendships, groups, and organizations. The next 2 weeks is a positive social time for you, and this is a great time to connect with family and friends. The only little minor concern that I have is that Saturn will be squaring this new moon, and this could bring about a time of dealing with obligations. You might find yourself having difficulties making time for family and friends because you have to focus on work projects, other tasks, and this could be a challenge of trying to balance everything all together. So just be aware. It's a great social time for you, but it comes with obligations at the same time. Now, the full moon on December 15th falls in your 5th house of love, children, and creative projects. Now, the next 2 weeks can bring a time for you to find love or fall in love, but it could bring about disruptions, disagreements, arguments, even breakups with someone close to you. But if there is a breakup or the end of a relationship, that is only because there's been issues in the past. So just be prepared. This could bring about some unexpected events, especially in connection to others. Now, it is a great social time for you, but like I said, this could bring about some disruptions in the next 2 weeks. Now, the new moon on December 30th will fall in your 12th house of secrets and solitude. So the next 2 weeks is a great time where you may rest and relax and catch up on sleep, take a vacation, maybe just take some time for yourself. It's a great time for you to just focus on you. Mercury finally goes direct on December 15th, but Mars will begin its retrograde cycle starting December 6th. Now, Mars will retrograde from your partnership house. This could bring for the next 2 months some disagreements, arguments, disruptions, endings, divorces of a relationship. But it's only going to get there only if there have been issues in the past. If you have been having difficulties in a relationship in the past, this Mars retrograde will not be your friend. So this maybe is a warning that if you need to work out any issues or problems, this might be the time to do so. Mars goes direct February 24th. Now, some positive social days for you, and I know you are a social sign. So some days that I did want to point out are going to be February 2nd, December 2nd, December 12th. I like December 19th and December 27th. I did want to point out that there might be some financial days to be aware of, and that's December 4th and I want to say December 23rd, but keep an eye about 5 days before December 23rd and 5 days after. Maybe you are budgeting and looking over the finances during that time. All right, just be aware that this is actually going to be a time for you to focus on you, your relationships. If there have been issues, if there have been struggles, this could be a time where you're going to be focusing on if something needs to have a change in your relationships. This might be the time that as you get into the new year, it might be time also to move on. Pisces. The new moon on December 1st falls in your career house. The next 2 weeks can bring a time for you to receive a promotion or advancement or an opportunity that can make you more money. Now, Saturn does square this new moon. It is a new moon, but Saturn squaring the new moon could bring some obligations, work projects. Maybe you're working harder for the money. Maybe you're taking on more work to bring in more money. But this will be a very busy and productive time for you, and you will get a lot done. But it's a lot of work that you're going to be taking on. Maybe it's something you're well aware of, and it's just a matter of trying to balance time. And then also balance time with friends and family. But be prepared. It will be a busy and productive time for you. Now, the full moon on December 15th will fall in your 4th house of home. The next 2 weeks can bring a time for you to relocate, renovate, or make changes around the home. This could also bring a time of renovations, changes in the home. Maybe you purchase home furniture and home accessories. Just be prepared. There could be some disruptions in the home. Maybe it's electrical. Maybe it's last-minute changes in schedules. Maybe people show up unexpectedly for visit. And maybe it's not something you were really planning on, so now you need to make adjustments. It is going to be a time where you may also be making some changes around the home, maybe even making or planning to make a future purchase. So it's a time of making some adjustments there. Now, the new moon on December 30th falls in your 11th house of friendships, groups, and organizations. Now, Saturn actually connects very well with this new moon. So it's a great social time for you to connect with family and friends, go to events or parties. Maybe you put together an event or party. But overall, the energy is very positive, very outgoing. You'll just connect very well with the people around you and maybe enjoy time with family. Now, Mercury finally goes direct on December 15th. But Mars will start its retrograde cycle on December 6th. So Mars will be retrograding from your 6th house of work, service, and health. Now, it's already going to be a busy time for you. So this could be a time where you take on more work projects, tasks. You may be taking on more than expected. You could easily just be very busy. And it's something that maybe you may not be counting on, or maybe you are expecting. So this could be very positive because it helps bring in more money, maybe more sales, more opportunities, maybe bonuses and commissions. But it's going to be a busy time for you. There could be the possibility in the next 2 months where it could bring about disagreements or arguments with clients or customers or even coworkers. So just be aware of that. It's also going to be a time to be focusing on what could bring about financial opportunities for you. It may come in an unexpected way, or it could be in a way that maybe you have been already working towards, and finally you're starting to see results. I did want to point out to keep an eye on the days, about 7 days before December 23rd and 7 days after. It will bring about a time for you to monitor your finances. Maybe you're budgeting, saving. Maybe you are taking on more tasks and projects. And this could be just a very busy time for you, but also a time where you may find yourself really kind of looking over your finances more cautiously and carefully.